The Evening Rush Entertainment presents the Still in Love Tour, featuring Niquasia and Essence Official,
I'm gonna take my time with you, and what you like's what I'm gonna
Jay Relentless,
You holding me close, telling me don't let go. Is this life or am I dreaming?
with special guests Brianna,
can have a little bit of fun one time. This is a one-night stand. Ain't gon' happen ever again. You a real smooth.
Zai Hefner,
I'm feeling for your love and attention. We can fuck around or be best friends. My heart got broken, my lesson. What am I?
Sideja,
I was crooked letter missing you, but I'm really P.I.
hosted by Ms. Grady Baby. Come out and enjoy amazing night of R&B.
June in Pittsburgh. June in Pittsburgh.
Get ready for the biggest Juneteenth celebration in the nation. June 14th through the 16th in downtown Pittsburgh. It's an all-star lineup with special musical guests, Freeway and Beanie Siegel. Also featuring Brownstone, Stokely, Kiki White, Arrested Development, Kelly Price, The Blackbirds, El Bonner, and more. June 14th through the 16th in Pittsburgh. Get there.
Time that I let you know that I don't come to play. So baby, let me know. I gotta know, you gotta show. If you're the one, then let me know. I like your style, your smile, your grace, your energy, but there's more to me. Before we get too deep, I like your style, your smile, your grace, your energy, but there's more to me. Put together, it's nothing. You better treat me right. And do not waste my time. You better treat me right. And do not waste my time.
Oh, baby, let me introduce myself. I'm the doctor of your heart. You can call me love. I'm the type of man. Just share my plans with you. Just do your part. I will make your dreams come true. Be the woman that's gonna help me build my empire and keep me chill. So can't no other be you. Take my hand, I'm your man.
If you want my loving, then you gotta treat me right, baby.
Where you at? What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy, the Joker Overlook MC, right here on the morning show, right here. This is your boy, the Joker Overlook MC. I got the queen in the building, Vet Green, and I have the funny comedian queen, the beautiful Miss Arkansas, right here this morning. Yes, yes, do what it do on this Friday.
Yes, Friday.
Yeah, right here. Where you at on your mental health between 1 and 10? Please let us know where you at on your mental health between 1 and 10. We want to make sure you all right this Friday. You know what I'm saying? On this payday. Understand me? You know what I'm saying? Even though it's gone once you get it, but it's okay. You know what I'm saying? As long as that mental health is all right. I'm at a 10 this morning. Where y'all at, Queens?
10.
Yeah.
10.
Yeah.
That's good.
10,
Right.
Yeah, we here, right here. And don't forget, today the last day to get that early bird ticket for the Still in Love tour. You know what I'm saying? $20. You better hurry and get it because the price going up on the first
Right.
tomorrow. So make sure y'all get those tickets. They doing all right now. You know what I'm
Definitely
saying?
gotta get me a ticket.
Yes, get y'all a ticket to that joint right there in Atlanta, Georgia on August 10th. I mean, I can't wait for that. That's going to be off the chisang.
Yeah, big shout out to all the things that's going on this weekend here in the 716, including the Taste of Lackawanna.
Taste of Lackawanna is definitely in a full effect. Make sure you go out there. It's a family affair. So all the kids can come through and all that. Y'all can have a good old time and make it do what it do. Make sure y'all show up and show out. You know what I'm saying?
Day, the food,
Yeah.
the music. DJ Ludi go be spinning those ones and twos. He been the Lackawanna DJ forever. He was the DJ when we were having the parties in the basement and stuff. And in the party, he was
back in the day. You know, the basement parties, the block parties, all that. Yeah.
Man.
The basketball games. He did the halftime show. The Pack Group used to perform. You know what I'm saying? We used to. You know, back in the day when I was spitting balls, I'm a legendary out there. I'm a legend MC out there. You know what I mean? You know, they call me Triple OG now, but you know.
Not the Triple OG.
Yeah.
Are you called Unc now? And do you have a problem with that?
No, I have no problem with that. No, they call me Unc. They call me Unc, you know. OG. You know what I'm saying? I know we did the guy call me Unc because he remember me back in the day. He pay homage. He always pay homage. You know what I'm saying? He remember.
Shout out to Weedy and them. I hope him and Nick have that Stony Fest this year because it was so nice last year.
Yeah.
It was towards the end of the summer. It was in August. So Nick, Weedy, if you are watching, come on, collaborate with Green Links. Let's get that Stony Fest going because there were so many artists that came out and performed right there in Lackawanna.
Yeah.
Phil Ali, YNX 716 came out. You know, Shebo Lottie, a Lackawanna resident. She living now in the city, but she still brings the fire. I'm so proud of her.
Yeah.
With my kids. It's a few of them that I would like to see. Molotov Mall, I would like to see at the Stony Fest this year.
Okay.
Oh, there's another one that and you know you are into the music, bro. So you may have heard of this particular Moolah Mob, I think is his name.
Oh, okay.
Dope.
Yeah.
Man, I've been on my music, just listening to different music that's out here, trying to figure out why we aren't popping as much. But I think some of it has to do with money. It's a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Shout out to Trey Sav showing us love yesterday. You know what I'm saying? On the Big 7 show. You know what I'm saying? They definitely showing a lot of love and loving what we got going on. And shout out to the podcast I produced last night on Even Rush. The young queens that's doing their thing on the relationship ish. They is so funny. They had me dying last night. They tune in the morning. So shout out to them. They tune in every morning.
I goes back and watch. I stay up to date with the Evening Rush. I go back and watch shows. So I got to watch that show. I got to watch Kitty Quinn came out with a new show. I think last night or this past week she dropped a new episode. So make sure y'all check them out. Hustle season. Make sure you check out. Go and subscribe to the Evening Rush Network, our sister station. My bro over there. Always holding us down.
Yeah, I produced that last night, and they had a good conversation. They talked about the Trump situation, and they also talked about foods you can bring to the bedroom. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they talk about
Do
food
tell.
to bring in the bedroom, like
Ooh.
and she was talking about some lasagna. Like what?
Lasagna. I really gotta go back and watch that.
Y'all gotta go back and watch that at Edenverse Network right now on YouTube or the website. Go to edenverse.com. Talk about. She said lasagna. She said, "How you gonna do that?" She said, "You know what I'm saying? How? You know what I mean? Pause. Like, come on."
Come on now.
Yeah,
They be
man.
off the chain. Sex, Love, and Alcohol. Yeah, it was coming on Fridays. That was my
Yeah.
Friday sit on the couch after everything is done. When I
Yeah.
had my show in the evening times, after my
Right.
show ended, I would sit down. 10 o'clock, that show came on. I would be with my, whatever I'm doing at that time. Sex, Love, and Alcohol. They off the chain.
Man, the girls had me cracking up yesterday. They're full with it.
And good morning, Ma. I know you out there watching, even though you haven't said anything on here. Good morning, Mommy. Good morning, my beautiful cousin Cherie.
Good morning.
Yeah. This Facebook is cool, but the other Facebook we still can't see your comments, so y'all can
I
come.
think she's on the Evening Rush Network side.
Yeah.
Let me see, because I see it over here. Nope, it's working now.
It's working now. Okay. They finally showed us some love this morning.
Right.
Okay. They trying to apologize right now. So.
Right. They said Bro had too much beef with him yesterday. He was coming back. Look, the cousins, TikTok,
right? IT Meta, little sis Twitch. Everybody can get it, huh? You know what I'm saying? Everybody acting like the Uncle YouTube.
What I had to do with it?
Uncle YouTube showing love. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I wanted all the smoke yesterday.
Yeah, you did.
Right.
I was laughing about that last night.
Yep.
Yeah.
You was giving it to him.
Oh man, they kicked me out of Facebook, y'all. They banned.
I went on your page and still show me and you friends. I can comment on there and all that stuff.
Yeah, but I can't see it. I can't lock in. I can't share. They got a whole gray screen. When I go on there, it's a whole gray screen. I can't click on that. I can't do none of that. Nope. I can't do none of that. So y'all can see it. I wanted to go in and disable it and all that too, because you know what I mean. But they ain't even let me do that.
Yeah, some people. My former producer had the same issue. He couldn't get into his Facebook page, so he just used to send. But he had this stuff hooked up from Instagram, so even though he could post, he couldn't physically post. He had to do it from Instagram to go over, but he couldn't see anything on the Facebook side.
I can't see nothing. I can't move nothing. I can't. And then now even on my messenger, I go in, the shield to come up. Like I can go back and they'll let me, but that's too much. Like, you know what I mean? I be in my little wave. I like, I might as well just get off everything. Like, I ain't got that to do. You know what I'm saying? Forget y'all mean self.
Cause you going to the Taste of Lackawanna tomorrow? If you still out here.
And she a 10 this morning, another 10. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. On the mental health level, you know what I'm saying?
I'm feeling good. So yeah, my mom called me because I didn't even realize that they had did a verdict. My mom be on the news. Like we got to put her up here as executive producer as well because she bring me a lot of this news. Yeah. So she told the Trump verdict is in. So I'm sitting there watching. Were you surprised? 34 counts that he was.
Yeah, I was surprised. In a way, I was surprised the way I wasn't because. Y'all remember my show last year on the morning show on 514 Online Mix when I said that went viral that the young man that talked to Alexa and said who's going to be the president in 2024, and Alexa said it would not be an election in 2024. It would not be a president for the next 4 years. After that, he said the leader of the House will run the country in 2024, go in 4 years after that, you know what I'm saying? Now look at this. You have a felon in the House, and there's not enough people to run for president. So it looks like it won't be an election this year.
So I'm watching CNN. What's going on, Mark Lee? Cannot wait to see you all tomorrow. Make sure y'all get your tickets for the 1,000 Mile Tour event tomorrow.
1,000 Mile Tour. You know what I'm saying? I've been pumping that on.
It's a Trump pressures. I get it right. Republicans to pass a law to keep him out of jail forever.
Listen, hey, Ali Black, I see you out there, love. Thank you so much for
CNN and NBC and all them just sent me things talking about, Trump found guilty on all counts in New York criminal cases. My thing is, okay, I've been in and out the system for many, many years. I finally got it right. But when they said I was found guilty, guess where I went? In a cell.
Come on now, speak on it, Miss Arkansas.
My thing is, if he been found guilty of all these charges, he should have woke up this morning looking at the ceiling.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't no wait till next year, next month, and all this stuff. You go now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I'm telling you, all hell finna break loose if they don't lock that man up and then don't want to give me a pardon, and I ain't been in trouble over 30 years.
And you know what, Miss Arkansas? There's so many people out there that's in that same boat. And that's what I'm sitting there. I'm watching CNN and I'm thinking, okay, so how he's been found on 34 counts, and these are all felony charges. But if you look at the charges, they're really and the one of the people, one of the guys spoken, it's a white collar crime. It's a white collar crime. But how is a person who has been convicted of felonies, and he gets sentenced July 11th, but even after he gets sentenced, because he has the right to one appeal, he's still not going to go to jail. He may not have to go to jail because of money and power, and if he goes to jail until after the 4 years are up. See, this is what they're trying not to tell us. If you go back and listen to some of this rhetoric, listen to some of the commentary, nobody's saying what's really going to happen. And what's really going to happen is that money and power and influence is going to keep him on that ticket for November 5th, just like he said. We will find out November 5th, which is the election day. That's what's going to happen. And then because of everything that he has, that money, power, and influence, he's going to appeal. And that appeal process can take years.
And that's why he needs to be in jail. It's so many people in jail that doing appeal and sitting in there waiting on their appeal and this and that and that. He can sit in there and rot and wait on his appeal.
And it's not going to happen.
They're going to put him on house arrest.
I don't know now, Vet. They said he wasn't going to be found guilty, but he found guilty, so we don't know.
Mommy said sentence in July 11th and could get 20 years. So he's facing up to 20 years. But will he really do any of that time is the question. It's just crazy that we have man, this is man, to all the people I know with felonies, go to your local, y'all need to start making.
We gonna protest. We gonna protest. We gonna get together just like the ABCDEFGHIJKLMNP people do.
Look at it this way: if
we gonna come together and we gonna do something about it, I don't care if I have to be leader of it, cause right is right, wrong is wrong.
Speak on it, Miss Arkansas, because I know people right now that can't even work in the healthcare field because they had a felony from 20 years ago. But we can have someone that's convicted of a felony as our president. Make it make sense, y'all.
When I was in Vegas, I voted. When I was in California, I voted. When I was in St. Louis, I voted. I've been home like 2 years now. Don't you know these folks talking about I cannot vote? I didn't vote last year or this year either. They saying I can't vote.
Is it Arkansas? Because not all states allow people. Are you convicted of a felon? Is that what your felony conviction?
They saying I owe somebody something. I don't owe nobody nothing. If I did owe you, you should have told me when I filed bankruptcy many years ago. I don't owe nobody nothing.
Now, I don't know if I'm wrong or right on this, but I swore I remember when Obama was in office, he signed a bill that felons can vote, you know what I'm saying, within a certain time period if they're getting out of prison.
As long as you're not in jail, and it depends on the state. Remember, a lot of these laws are state.
Man, that lady done signed a lot of stuff since she been in the office. It ain't the state, because before I went to all these other places, when I got out, I was voting in Arkansas.
This Ortiz is, Ortiz, you know what? I'm going to pin that to the top, because that is the issue right there. Because I know way too many felons. Like I said, I know way too many people who have felonies who can't get a good job. But this man can be our president, a sitting president. He can still be on the ballot. Ortiz said a felony conviction can preclude you from employment, because it can. I've seen it happen, but not from potentially being the president of the United States. So this means if a person takes a test to work for Sunoco, passed the test with flying colors, but because he has a felony, Sunoco will not accept him, but they can, another person, a white man, can be on the ballot for the president of this United States.
You know what, Vet, Queen, if this man do not go to jail, if this man be the president, if this man be all this he want to be, they're just gonna put the stamp on it that this man is the mark of the beast.
It's gonna.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Revelations 6. Read it.
Yeah.
It's going to create havoc, and a lot of people. And I'm not saying go out there and be disruptive, but what I am saying is that if this makes you mad enough, really do something about it. Because it's not fair. I know so many people who have not been able to have make a way in life because they've been limited by the jobs that they can accept because of something that they did when they were a teenager or a young adult. I know way too many people that are sitting with felonies right now, and the only job they can get is in warehouses and stuff, making barely minimum wage. Benefits is crazy. You working while you sick. And this man can be on the ballot for the president of the United States. Make it make sense. And what can
That's why I made my own job, became a comedian, and been one over 30 years.
How many barriers did you face trying to find a job, employment? How many barriers?
I done had different jobs, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, me doing comedy, you ain't gonna tell me I can't take off to go do a big show. And then I'll never forget one time in St. Louis, I went to this place that make like Procter and Gamble. They was hiring, and they had everybody outside that morning. They said, if you've been convicted of a felon, have a crime or whatever, or been charged, this, that, and that, probation, I need you to stand on this side. If you haven't, stand on this side. Then everybody that was standing on their side, the lady said, well, I'm sorry, you can leave, and this and that and that. I went back a week later, y'all. God is my witness. I went back a week later, had on a different wig, everything. She said that same stuff. I got in that other line. I ain't getting that line. And I got hired. And my supervisor and everything, me and him laugh and talk about it now. He on Facebook. He'll hit me up sometime. How he allowed me to go do my shows and this and that and that. And then one day I came and said I wasn't working no more. But it was crazy how they had you to get in this line just to send you back home.
So sometimes what happens, depending on the company, because background checks do cost, they are costly. They can be upwards of hundreds of dollars if you get a thorough background check. Some small companies can't afford or don't even want to do the due diligence. But I've seen it happen where a person has gotten hired because they said that they didn't have, a misdemeanor or a felony. And then once that background check came back, because a lot of times it takes, it takes some weeks. That background check come back. You've been working this job 3-4 weeks. Now you got to be let go, or now you're let go just because you have a felony. And it can be from 20, 30. Like I know so many people, because growing up, I'm just going to say that it was a struggle for us, for a lot of us. And I'm speaking from the experience of growing up in the projects. You know what I mean? where you really don't see a way out of any way except for selling drugs or doing, you know what I mean, just being in the streets. We didn't see that, and this is why you have to be able to see it to believe it. So if you have people that's had these instances or you know, where it was nature versus nurture, and that nature and the environment caused them to do all of these things 20-30 years ago, why are they still being held accountable for it now if they've changed their lives?
You know what, sister? I was at this store one day. This was a few months ago, and I'm talking to people everywhere I go, inviting them to whatever I got going on. And I invited this lady to a show, and she said, I have somewhere I would like to invite you. I didn't know where that lady was asking me to come, but I went. And I thank God that I went. The lady that was working the door, she looked familiar to me, and come to find out she was Miss Shirley Danner. Miss Shirley Danner did almost 40-some years in prison, but she been out like 7 or 8 now. And we reconnected. She is an ordained minister and everything. They had these young ladies called the Prodigal Daughters or something. They sing. They had them on the program. Don't you know I've been out over 30 years, and a couple of them young ladies, they remember me. I cried because I was like, you know, a dog can do something. If they don't lay that dog to rest, that dog ain't going to be in no cage that long for doing something terrible. You know what I'm saying? Or some of them that ain't our color, you know, and to have them women in there 30-some years, it ain't going to bring whoever back. And I'm quite sure they done asked the family to forgive them. You know what I'm saying? And ask God to forgive them. Why it's so hard for you to forgive when you in office doing everything under the sun?
That purpose.
Yeah, that makes sense right there. Make it make sense. Sure.
Yeah. But you know what though, Joker? It goes back to what we just said. Ain't no sense of getting upset about it, because in these trying times, God is showing himself to be coming back sooner than we think. And you know, and it's scary, and it ain't scary if you know him. And my thing is, just look at what's going on in the presidency and all that stuff. And speak of it in the word. I don't care if you don't believe or whatever. If you go and read that Bible, and the Bible is older than all of us. They talking about the white man wrote it. I don't care who wrote it. It's coming to pass. You know what I'm saying?
I do want to, on the flip side, because there are people, as I'm having conversations with people, I'm seeing more and more people are really going into the belief that he can make some changes. My fear is what Ortiz said. That is my fear, because he also creates a space for people who are hateful to feel empowered. That part right there, both of them leave us with what choices? World War III or Civil War? I mean, that's what I'm afraid of right there.
That's
because
what he said. Wars and rumors of wars. He speak of all of that. And you know what he said, though, Queen? And this is what's going to settle it all. God said, until we turn from our wicked ways and seek his face, then he will heal this land. People ain't trying to turn from their wicked ways to seek God. That's why it's getting worse every day. You know, he said until we turn from our wicked ways, not turn to it. You know what I'm saying? So until we, as the people, the world, get it together, then God gonna speak up on it. If they don't get it together, it ain't gonna happen. He just gonna do what he said he gonna do if we don't.
Does either of you or anyone out there in the chat, even if you are watching the replay, does anyone follow Charleston White? And if you do, did you see the interview he did with Jason Lee on Hollywood Unlocked?
I heard of his name.
Yeah, I heard his name. Somebody tagged me on TikTok on that interview, but I seen just some pieces of it. But I didn't get a chance to go down the rabbit hole of what was going on, though. It's
a really, really great interview. I am going to take some. Hey, what's going? I was just listening to your track this morning. Grand Rising, Money Man Pockets. Make sure y'all give him a follow. He has some really great music out here. I believe. Where are you tuning in from, Money Man? because he's not in Buffalo. Yeah, he's soon. I feel like he's in Jersey.
Man, right.
Yeah. I love his show. I was just listening to it this morning. That's what's up. Yeah, but if you have a chance, watch that show. I love Jason Lee. Jason Lee is he's evolved into a different space, and I'm proud of him. But a lot of the conversation that he had with Charleston White is a conversation that we need to have as a family. I'm talking about as a Black family. We need to have these conversations, and I want to play a little bit of it. And he talked about Trump as well. And one of the things that he said about Trump and his
that's my second hometown, big dog.
Okay. Yeah. Close to Chicago, my second home.
Yeah. That's got family, got my grandma, sisters, and brothers living in Indianapolis. I was just living there about 3 years ago. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know it was that.
3 years ago I was living out there in Indianapolis.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I was living in Broad Ripple, big dog. Yeah, I was in Broad.
Yeah, he got some really good music.
I just found out right after we moved. I found out I lived up the street from Chico DeBarge.
Oh, cool.
DeBarge used to live up the street from me. Yeah, I just found that out. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Wow.
Well, one of the things Charleston talks about is the Trump supporters, and I'm going to try and find that clip and play it. But what he was basically saying is that white America right now, they're not really against Black people, and there's some truth to that. There really is some truth to that. Yes, there are still some races out there. Trust and believe there's still some races out there, and unfortunately, they're raised and they're in households with people who are just spewing out more races. But as a collective, I think it's the laws and the way we've been doing things for so long that needs to change, and that's where the racism comes into play. And he was kind of saying that, like the people like those ones that I don't want to see, the P-boys. They're really kind of fighting for the same things that we're fighting for, but they're just trying to fight for their portion. It's just like Black America trying to fight for our rights and stuff. They're afraid that their rights and things are going to be taken away. And I am not saying that because that is hate rhetoric. Hate rhetoric is something else. Money Man said racism's still alive. They're just concealing it. I believe there's some truth to that as well. Especially and you're in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
So I know.
Yeah, the state of Indiana is the king of racism.
Well, everywhere in the world, it's some good people and it's some bad people. Whether they white, Black, Asian, Latino, or whatever. In every group of people, it's some bad people. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, I got some white people that love me like crazy. Then I got some I don't even deal with because I haven't had the chance to get to know them. You know what I'm saying? I got some Black people I can't stand. So, you know what I'm saying? So it just depends on who you are, and if you respect me, I respect you. You show love to me, I show love to you. If not, I've been learning how to just move around. It really doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, Money Man, I did some research out there when I was living out there. And I talked to a couple OGs out there, man, and I learned a lot about the organization out there, and I also learned that Black folks still can't walk down Meridian at night by themselves, or they'll snipe you. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure you heard about that too. Yeah. You never see a Black man walk down Meridian in Indianapolis at night ever. They will snipe you, and then they'll say it was a hit and run or some was a drive by or whatever. Yeah. And shout out to the one of the top quarterbacks in the league besides Brady. You know what I'm saying? Eli, he lives out there. You know what I'm saying? He got a mansion out there. You know what I'm saying? And we used to ride down that street all the time, me and my wife, because we live right there on Broad Ripple. We had to go down there to take that left to go right into where we lived at. You know what I'm saying?
How was that living there for you? Because the company that I worked for, they were
never. It worked. You can't walk. And to this day, a Black man cannot walk down Meridian at night. soon as it get dark, you better get somewhere. You better find an Uber to drive you where you need to go, because they will snipe you out there. Yeah.
See, that's scary.
What's it? You better hope the Uber driver white.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And you hiding or something. This, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I was saying, all praise be unto God, because the old people, elders rather, ain't no such thing as old people. The elders used to say, I wasn't gonna live to see 15. But I'm so glad my life wasn't in their hand, it's in God's hand, and I've made it to see 55 and count. You know, but at the same time, my mother raised us right. I don't care if we end up going down the wrong road. She raised us right. And she raised us knowing God. And then I got to know him for myself. I'm not what I should be. I sure ain't what I used to be. And every time he allowed me to get up before I put my foot on that floor, I ask him to help me be what he wants me to be. And that's why I try to share what he give me to share. You know what I'm saying? Because he'll use anybody to get his word out. And I have to say whatever he put on my heart to say, because I feel like if somebody watching and they don't hear what they need to hear, hey, I can be held accountable for it. And I'm not just saying these things to the people or to you guys. I'm learning myself. I really want to be rich and famous. I want to have this and I want to have that. But the main thing I want to have is the good Lord. So when he do decide to come back to this evil world, I won't be lost. Because I've been going through hell for many years, and I sure don't want to go to the real hell. You hear me? I want my rolls of gold and my mansion. I want to see Mama and all of them that done went on before us, you know. If they made it, you know what I'm saying? People put you up here, they don't know if you up there for real. So if they made it.
Well, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna leave it alone.
Right.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Miss Arkansas. I think hell better than on earth. While you playing with me?
Well, go on and go.
In hell on earth.
Go on and go. I ain't going.
Yeah, this hell, we in hell right now.
I don't think so.
Yeah, this is hell right now. I'll tell you that right now.
You have your heaven on earth, and living in hell. I do believe that. Yeah, I came to that epiphany when I was going through it. When I ran and was like, you know what, I gotta save myself. And I was thinking to myself one day, just doing some unpacking and thinking about how I was living. And I was like, man, you know, this is probably what they talk about, because you really do have to break down the Bible for yourself and decipher what it is that they're talking about.
You know what I'm saying?
I believe that you can have your heaven right here on earth, and that's when you're living in peace and you're fulfilling what God, the Most High, put you here for. Or you can be living in hell, and that's when you're dealing with the different addictions. When you're waking up and you don't even like to wake up, that's hell on earth to me.
Yeah,
that's why
them evil spirits. Them ain't no hell.
Okay. I want. No, I'm gonna do one thing, and I'm gonna go get and grab my Bible and give you a scripture, and you tell me.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and play Pocket Song, the one that I was listening to this
And
morning.
before you do that, Queen, I just want to say opinions and all of that is just like a butthole. Everybody have one. And my thing is, it's what my belief might not be your belief and your belief might not be mine. But long as it got us doing what we supposed to do is right, that means something is right about both of our beliefs.
Amen. Because if you break down the Bible, because I don't want to say I was raised Baptist, because my mom never pushed any of that on us. She told us about God. She didn't.
Right.
And I think all the religions still come up with the same thing. It's a power struggle, y'all. It's really a power struggle. Like, one thing is not right or wrong. It's what you believe in. And if you believe that there's something greater than you, I think you're all right. It's when you get to saying that this is wrong and that's wrong. You know what I mean? Like, stop that, because it's a power struggle. It's a power struggle.
Well, me personally, I'm just saying what in the word, and the word is true, regardless of who believe and don't believe. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying it as if it's something I'm saying. I'm saying what I know. And that's why I'm working on me, because when that day comes, he ain't gonna ask me about nobody but me.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and play this song while bro looking for it. This is Hear My Pain by Pockets. I was listening to this joint this morning.
Yeah. Niggas talk about the struggle. Tell me, can they hear my pain? I remember having nothing. Hungry, trying to scrape up change. Picture me as a youngin' on the corner trying to bang. Mama wasn't around, Pops when there didn't even know his name. Staring out my window, ain't no sunshine, all I see is rain. They told me I would make it. I'm just hoping that I see the day. Hustling is getting by. Pot of meat, that's what I ate. Bread and water. Looking at our struggles, it don't feel the same. We had it hard. Niggas play that part, but they can't hold that weight. Swear they down. Soon as they get caught, them niggas turn and stay. I remember all them long winters, trapped up in the cage on my own. OG said be strong, you gon' see better days. Broken hearted, all these hoes heartless. They just running game on flex. Call it how I see it. Screaming fuck a lane. Be the realest. Now they in their feelings and they dread my game. Watch your step, pussy. I'm a gangster. I was taught to bang. No politicking, your raps is fiction. I really did it. 2 drug convictions, 3 pistol cases. I done my sentence. I kept it solid. I never told no co-defendants. We moving silence like we sprinting, but everybody got a story. I just hope that they tell it right, cause we thuggin'. I go for nothing. I spit and give you my life, and that's real. No lie. For every day that goes by, I remain solid. Try me, I'll be at your neck like bow ties. I came a long way from hand me down and double ups. Now we on the rise, celebrating and we pouring up. R.I.P. to all my old heads and my brothers in the pen. This for y'all, split the Dutch, baby. Roll this up, Dread Gang.
God damn it. They say struggle got a story, god damn it. We out here with this shit, do you hear me? Take me back to 08, breaking down a bow while my little nephew playing 2K. Fucking on your bitch, you spent 200 on a bouquet. Bro, you need a new bae. I got over mine by counting bands and sipping Douce. Fishing for a sack, I sat him down like Bobby Boucher. They gave my nigga 30, he ain't thinking about a new day. This nigga playing crazy, don't be fucking with them new plays. These niggas quick to snitch and troll a nigga in this new age. Get your mental right, they say that you changed. Keep this shit 1,000, I'm booked up over a few things. My nephew went out on that lick, got killed by dude he came with. His daddy set the pick, I almost killed him at that grave. Bitch, doodles ashes round my neck. Tell you about this pain shit. His brother was my brother since he died, ain't been the same since. Spade died in 2012, car crash. When I got the call, I hit 100, bro, I hauled ass. Gator was the OG, never gave them niggas hall passes. Mother's Day, they killed my little cousin at a gas station. All we knew was bag chasing. Pappy was the breadwinner, frontline dead center. Fell out with my ace nigga, position was I fed niggas. Mama always told me be a leader, so I led niggas. Pouring out some Remy for my dead niggas. Fuck the police, I never speak, that's why I fled niggas. Peel got him itching for that lead nigga. I've been on edge, feel like I'm standing on a ledge. On a full-time grind, I would call it full-fledged. Saying I'm the GOAT, but while they want the wolf's head in my city, they would call a nigga fucking thoroughbred.
That joint's so fire. What?
Yeah.
Y'all hear the lyrics in that song? What?
Yeah. Yeah.
You feeling that, bro?
I like that right there. I like that.
Right?
He about
to go.
Yeah,
that was Money Man song.
Yes, that man, you gotta listen to the lyrics in that song.
He said he gonna send the edit
clean
version soon because you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, do that clean version to us, big dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, give him the email.
Yeah, I got it. We've been politicking via email and stuff. We've been politicking. He know he got to send the clean version. I was listening to it this morning.
I just play it on the radio and all that stuff. They have to be clean anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just sometimes listen.
He's speaking some true stuff. Don't get me wrong. He's speaking some true stuff.
Anybody that's talking about empowering themselves and how they empower themselves, I love that type of music. Listen to the lyrics. I know sometimes when we use our language, it can be curse words and stuff like that. Look beyond the curse words and listen to the music. Listen to what the lyrics are saying.
But that's being a hypocrite if you say we don't supposed to be doing all that on here.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Miss Arkansas, I
ain't calling you no hypocrite. I'm talking about.
I ain't take it like that. No, you are absolutely right. Like the morning show, we're going to play clean versions, but as far as like people's language and stuff, like I don't want to be cursed at or anything like that, but
right,
that type of stuff, it does not bother me. And I don't think God, like, we've been
I ain't talking about for God, I'm talking about for our morning show.
Yeah, but no, just in general, like we've been trained so much to think that, oh, God's not going to like you if this, God's not going to like you if that, God's not, and it's like, man, God ain't thinking, God is looking at your heart.
I'm talking about, God, what if I don't want to hear all that cussing this morning?
Oh, that's true too.
I ain't talking about God now.
I get you.
Yeah, well, you know what I'm saying? I really want everybody that's on here get a chance to find out what's going on in this Bible. Go to Revelations 12 and 10 and read that on your free time and read it all the way down and see what happened, what God said when he cast down them heavens to hell, which is earth. Let's talk about that in the 12:10.
I'm looking it up because I got.
Well, that's probably why everything going on in the earth that's going on in the earth.
And you go to Job. You go to Job, I believe 1 and 2, I believe it is, when the angel came to the devil and said, "Where are you at?" He said, "I'm to and fro on the earth."
Right.
That's hell, earth.
But did you also read where he said it won't be water but the fire the next time?
Yeah, but that was talking about earth also.
Right. So that's why everything drying up around here, so you can't jump in the water.
yeah, you know, but the enemy lives here.
Here, I ain't denying that. I fight with him every day.
The enemy lives here.
You know what I'm saying?
When you die and you don't have a relationship with God, you stay on this earth. That's why we have ghosts.
You seen one?
We stay here. The ghosts stay here because this is hell. Have you seen
one?
I've seen plenty of ghosts. Oh yeah. I see them all the time. Yes, I do.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
How do you react? What you do? Do you run? Do you be afraid? Do you talk to it?
I don't talk to it. I tell them to get up out of here because I got the power. God gave me a voice of power, and they get up out of here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the God. God talk about that in Corinthians. You know what I'm saying?
I believe that you can make them flee and stuff long as you got his power or whatever.
That's power.
But
that's it. You got to tell them to go.
I was just curious because you said you seen more than one. I was just wondering what you do because I don't know.
yeah, you know what I mean? And they come in different shapes and sizes and sounds.
Come on now.
You see your light flickering? You got a ghost walking through there.
My Lord.
You gotta tell them to get up out of there. You can't stay here. In the name
with all this that we saying, people that's listening and watching, all I say about all of this is get to know God for yourself.
That's right. Good morning. Yeah, since a clean version of it, we're gonna play that joint. You know what I'm saying? Since a clean version of the video too, if you can edit that joint, that'd be fire too.
Yeah, man, yeah. I'm loving the music that I'm listening to.
Yeah.
Loving the music that I'm hearing. I'm still going through this video. I'm going to find the right part. We'll probably continue the conversation about that Charleston White and Jason Lee interview over on the Vet Green show, because there's a lot that we can break down. Bro, let me ask you this, because you have children who have parents, one white, one black, and he talks about that. And this is something that I've been thinking about, because a lot of times in our culture, the people that you see on the forefront or raising a lot of noise, they are the children who have black parents and have white parents. Like you have the Amanda Seals, Jason Lee, he himself. And one of the things Charleston White talks about is mixed kids bringing peace, because it's a combination of the black and white coming together. And that because they are a combination of the two, they really can't be biased. Like they can't, because they're fighting. And I've seen this with my own family. I spoke openly about, my god brother. He told me, he was like, he never feel like he fit in, but he's such an advocate for black people. Do you find that with your kids, that there's like no hate of either race with them?
Yeah, my kids don't have no hate, but they do understand and overstand and having a Nawapian father, they know that they're by the eyes of the Most High and the eyes of the people and government. They're considered black. They're considered black in God's eyes and in the government and in the land. So they understand that. They do learn their heritage on the white side and learn more about it, where it come from and all that. Especially my oldest daughter that just graduated. She's real into that. She considers herself a black woman. Yeah, and she walks like a black woman, talks like a black woman, and she got swag like a black woman. You know what I'm saying? So she's a queen, black queen all day long.
Right.
And her fiance aunt, you know what I'm saying? He consider her as a black queen. So, you know what I'm saying? They got black kids, but they got a black father. Yeah. So 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 therefore, you know what I'm saying? And but I agree on some things that Dr. Umar say, but when it comes to that, I don't agree with him on the that movement, because there's no such thing as a black dollar. You know what I'm saying? Long as they running the TV, radio, and all that, there's in banks, there's no black dollar. So
right.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest with ourselves. Just get in where you fit in and make that bread and take care of your family.
Ain't that right?
Yeah. And I accept that. Yeah.
Right.
When I leave here, I can't take it with me.
Amen.
Yeah.
That's why I always tell them at the end of the day, I can buy myself a chicken, you know?
Yeah.
And saying that to say I'm all right.
That's right. That's right. So,
Morning.
you know what I'm saying? So, you know, and the way certain things like him and a couple other people that have organizations that's moving, you know what I'm saying? You know, they gotta understand that. At least I salute to Louis Farrakhan. At least he understand that, even though the Nation of Islam is a powerful black movement, but they still got to go through, you know what I'm saying, the organization moving, and even the people, you know, respect that. They respect that, but they still respect what they got going on too. So that's salute. You know what I'm saying? So that's dope. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the Nation of Islam moved the way they move, and that's dope. You know what I'm saying? We can do the same thing with any type of movement we doing. We can have that same power and respect at the end of the day, no matter what's going on, because because love will always overpower negative. So,
ain't that right? You're right. Come on now.
The part, bro.
Yeah.
That he's talking about. Let me play this part, everybody, just to open up a discussion. And this is a non-judgment zone. This really is a discussion, because I feel like there's some truth to that, because
more the big dog.
I'm a people watcher. I watch people interactions, how they interact with people, and how I like watching people, and there's a little bit of truth to what he's saying here. So let me just share this, and then we can open up the discussion, everybody. And I want to hear what you, and I'm glad Melvin is on here as well. I want to hear what both of you feel like as he's talking about this.
Brothers is not the homeboy. So I'm saying, how can we blame all of this on white people?
Right.
Maybe.
Let me be very clear. I
know you don't.
Yeah.
I know you don't. So I'm saying, but there's an element of our culture that does.
I agree.
How can we blame this on slavery when?
Or waiting for Jesus to come and fix it all.
And then we have to forget, man, there was a time when being a gangster was like being a preacher.
Being a gangster was like being Obama.
Come on now.
Where I grew up.
Come on. So not just where it spread throughout America.
Yeah.
So we're just now trying to undo that.
Well, I also think like today's Negro, nigga, is
black male, African American,
whatever.
Because we don't evolve through a whole bunch of things.
I think today's social media black person is trying to rationalize a world we live in today that we've always lived in. So like now when you feel a lot of the cancel culture stuff happening for different things, which we'll get into. I know you're one of your opinions.
This is what I'm seeing with today's black people now, right? We live in an information age, and we have access to information that was hidden forever, right? But we don't know how to decipher actual accredited, was true. So it's all mixed in.
Or it was just somebody's opinion.
There you go. And so because we all have access to this, but we all don't have the knowledge to decipher the facts, truth, or whatever. So now we're more separated because our ideologies, the hoteps, the Hebrews, so now we got all this new information, and now we don't have the spirit no more.
But how does okay, we're gonna go for, before I go there, because I want to go right there. You said, because I'm black and white, so you've called me a mulatto. We've had Lotto here on the show. She doesn't want to be
My
called
son's a mulatto.
Okay. So I'm black and Italian. You said, I'm going to read your quote. Basically, you said black people and white people are too angry. A mulatto
That's exactly what
was
I
a
said.
gift from God to bring us all together.
That's exactly what I said. I said that
we're going to bring peace in the world. Peace in the world.
Yeah, I said that God is going to use the mulatto, the mulattian, to usher peace into the world.
How did that happen?
Because I had biracial children. I wouldn't let my son play with all black kids, but because I see black kids, man, it's you can't be loving. You can't be a loving kid amongst black kids. I would tell my homie, why you got to teach your son to fight? Homie, let the world teach him when it's time to fight. Why are you teaching him as a baby to fight? But that's the culture. Nigga, I'm teaching my son love. Come here, baby. But you'll say, oh, boy, you raising him to be gay. With love?
Right.
So, man, I raised my boy with love. I wasn't, man, fuck all that teaching him to fight, punching on him. No, man, I gave him love. So, but I saw this won't protect him when he go outside and play with these nigga baby, these ghetto nigga baby. So, I started watching what he would gravitate to, what environments he would have to fight in, what environments he get peace in. So this is my qualitative observation. And I don't remember too many mulattians growing up. It wasn't a lot of mixed kids growing up, homie. So that's why yellow niggas was so fascinating in the 80s. It wasn't a bunch of mixed niggas in the, you know what I'm saying? So, so when I got locked up, you never saw too many angry yellow niggas.
I see. You saw Shamar Moore playing. I mean, but
let me just say this: the guy who put me down with the gang was a mixed dude, but they the real tough, super tough, because they had to fit in to be real tough because the yellow nigga, or they manageable, mild, and can be perceived as being weak because they get along. So if the yellow nigga ain't playing a hard, tough role and he can fight, he'll be perceived to be weak. So when I had a mixed breed son, I saw what mixed people gravitate to. When they come over here with the black, they really don't really fit in. They hair too pretty, they skin too, so when they come over here with the other side, you ain't white, you ain't, so there's no medium for them.
But that's the colorism black people would say was created by white supremacy.
Well,
blame it on the white folks.
Well, no, I'm not blaming it. So my mother always told me all things work for the good of those that love God. So whatever God created, whatever reason man created that for, it's gonna be used for good.
I agree with that.
So when I look at mixed people, man, they fit in everywhere. They can go in any.
But is somebody a part of the mixed community? We ain't here to bring peace from God.
It ain't on y'all to do that. I'm just saying, watching y'all. I ain't never seen a group of mixed people violent, angry, and disturbing. It may be an individual, but I've never seen a group of y'all. Nowhere. I ain't never seen a group of yellow niggas causing trouble. Fucking up. Nowhere. So that's all I'm saying. So my son is 20. I've been strategically paying attention
about in this, isn't it?
To mixed people, and that's whether on a job. It's just because y'all can't fit into the hate. So for the most part, in your family, you bridge the family together. So my Mexican side, they didn't like the fact that she had that, but because the baby was what it was, they learned to love the baby. They learned so it bridged something. So if nothing else, barriers are broken with mixed breed people.
And they go through a lot. I've seen my brother and sister, they go through a lot. So that I thought it was a really great discussion. And being that you have children who are of mixed race, did you see or did they ever speak about the things that they had to go through? And I do see a lot of them at the forefront, like the Amanda Seals and stuff. A lot of times we are so angry, and that is where that healing. I brought this up because I like to talk about healing. And what do you think about what he said? Doesn't it seem like my kids growing up did not play with a lot of black kids because of just what he said? There's so much anger and hatred because the parents did not even know they had to heal from some stuff. And that's making the kids angry. My kids did not get a lot. My kids were picked with. My kids were ridiculed. You know what I mean? Even right now, they have friends that don't look like them because of the things that they had to go through in our neighborhood. And that's what I want to hone in on, that hate, and it's inner hate. It's an inner hate. And then you look at these kids, and they did get along a lot with the mixed kids because there's a lot we can break down here, bro. So
I have 3 different levels of my 3 mixed kids, and I'm gonna break everything down. Okay. I'm gonna start off with my youngest, okay, JJ, who's autistic. Okay, he understood who he was when he got about 5 or 6 years old, going through some experience of kids, even staff members, even teachers. Okay. Who he was, and plus he knew who his father was and how I carried myself as a black man. And I never taught him how to fight. Okay, number one. I go to me. Then go back to my youngest son. I wasn't was adapted to my environment as a fighter. My sister taught me how to fight. I didn't like fighting. Okay, my sister molded me to fight
because you had to.
Because at that time in the 80s, that's when people from New York came down to Buffalo and created those gangs. Buffalo never had a gang. Let me tell you something, Buffalo folks. We wasn't a gang city. Let's make that clear. While y'all talking gangster, we were none of that. Okay, the gangster came from New York. People coming to college, staying in Buffalo, and they mold that within us in our community. We didn't do that. Okay, so when the state boys and New York boys create those gangs in Buffalo, we had to fight. We had to fight in the block where we come from. So that's why my sister taught me how to fight. Okay, once she loosed that from me, I was a loose cannon from there.
Right.
Okay, so then now you know what I'm saying, and it's still instilled in me, but I stay away from that because I know a black man in America, man, I can't be sitting around here and when somebody say something wrong to me, knocking folks out. I can't do that.
And as tall as you are, as your size, all of that.
No, I can't do that. But now back to my son, he figured that out himself. You know what I mean? Off of learning how he used to see me get down. So it's many times I had to protect the house. Something went down. I'm outside. He used to see me. He'd be in the window. You know what I mean? He see me throw hands a couple times. So he knew that he had to be like daddy without even doing that. So when somebody picked on him in school, in the first instant, I'm going to knock your behind out. What you
right?
Get me for? What you doing, bro? Like, you know what I mean? So, and then he used to come to me and talk to me about what happened in school. And that's how these conversations with him. And then he asked me, Dad, what's a nigga? Because he said, Joseph called me a nigga. A nigger. Okay? Let me get that with the ER on that joint.
Wow.
I broke it down to him and educated him. You know what I'm saying? But then he was like, now I had to explain to him about the slang that we do when we talk to our brothers and sisters we said, we say that word, but I was heavy on that word back then. I wasn't mature like I am now, but I was always, I was a street cat. I was, you know what I mean? My vocabulary was a little different than it is now.
Right.
So I had to explain that to him. So now he understood and overstood and learned a whole new me. But at that time, I was still taking my Nuwapian classes, and I was teaching him his inheritance and teaching where his mama come from. You know what I mean? So I even broke down the inheritance of God's people. So I broke that down too. Okay? So I had to teach him from the word, you know what I'm saying, to the history and all that. So he was very open for education because the autistic kids is very ADHD. They always got to learn something. They always got to keep moving.
Right. Learn a specific way.
Yeah, he always, and he was always a good reader. So he didn't have a problem with reading. He was real good at those things. He was real good with words. So, you know what I mean? And he also educated me because that was one of my weaknesses growing up was with words. So we were teaching each other on our weakness. So we grew together like that. So he understood who he was by the time he was 9 years old. Now he still, to this day, at 22, know who he is.
Who did he feel like he fit in with? Who did he run with? Like when he was...
He knows he's a black man. You know what I mean?
Was he able to run with other black men, or did he have like a mixture of people that he ran with? Like my kids don't run. My kids had to run with a mixture of people because I didn't allow them to speak a certain way. They just did not fit in, and they were black, but I just did not. I wanted to prepare my kids for this world, and because of that, they did not fit in. So my kids have a mixture of friends.
Yeah, I think it was a mixture, but he never liked to use the N word. He didn't like to really talk about.
Right.
You know what I mean? He didn't like to really talk about, what I'm saying, different way. He's a lovable kid. He believes everybody is as one, and he moves like that. That's his belief, and that's dope. So, you know what I'm saying? But now go to my son that's incarcerated. He had to fight his way through as being a young black man in South Buffalo.
Yep, that was my brother.
You know what I'm saying? So
But
he had
learned how
to
to fight. He's not
he only one out of all his brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying? Besides my daughter that's all black, and my oldest daughter, besides them two, and him, he's the only one that can really got the skills to throw hands. Like he didn't play that mess with the sisters. That's why he at now. Like he, the state of New York look at him as a menace to society. And this is without a pistol. They say my son is a menace to society without a gun in his hand. So imagine if he had a gun.
Wow. Wow.
So that's
his guns.
Yeah. He's strong as an ox. If you see how little he is, he's strong as an ox. Even the staff members, even when before, thank God that they didn't use these things back then. They did have tasers, but they didn't use it on him. Because at that time, it was against the law to use tasers on the minor, but now they can. But even the police was like, man, I never wrestled with a kid as strong as he is to restrain him. You know what I mean? Because he's naturally strong as an ox. You know what I mean? And I had to step into his life. He wanted me in his house to help control that because nobody could control him until he talked to me.
Right.
Because he's just like me. I see me all over again at age. So him going through that and knowing who he is as a black man, I break everything down to him, how his peers that's locked up with him treat him different because he's a mixed kid, but he's more black. So, he had to transition like that. And he talks to me about it all the time. Now, my oldest daughter knew that she was a black woman, and she had a lot of friends. And then when she went to elementary school in Hamburg, that's when she discovered that, knowing that her family on her mother's side had some racial tendencies, they learned to treat her like their family, and they even changed their ways because she's the first black woman in her family circle. So that changed them not to be racist. She changed the whole family's attitude because she was born in that family. From her granddad, rest in peace, who was in a military, who was racist. But then when he got a granddaughter, that changed his whole attitude, and he changed the way he thought about Black people.
And he spoke about that. You see, Charleston spoke about that, how it actually, he had a child with a Mexican woman, and we understand the dynamic there. There's still a lot of racism there. For what reason, I have not understood that. But it kind of united them. They had no choice. So it kind of united the two families. And it sounds like that's what happened there.
Yes. My daughter, Brianna Kenya Stewart, that graduated from nursing school, changed the dynamic attitude and deception of who a Black person is in her family because she was born as a Black baby in that family, and changed the whole family not to be racist because of that one baby. And those who still feel some type of way, they disowned them in the family because, you know, they family oriented, you know, Polish family. You know what I'm saying? I was a young man that was in there on that podcast. He said he's Black and Italian. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to do our research, man, because that's they call Italians Moors. Moors is the next thing from Black because they're melanated skin. They just lighter. That's part of our people. So, you know what I mean? So that my wife is Italian. She's from Sicily. Her mother, her birthday was yesterday. My mother-in-law's birthday was yesterday. She's 77.
Birthday.
And she's from Sicily, born and raised. And their heritage and say that they love Black people because that's part of their family. That's part of their tree. They're called the Moors. And they know the history of where it comes from. Even going to the word even let you know who's part of that seed. And they're part of our seed. You know what I mean? Because they get blacker than us in the sun.
Sometimes, even with the Muslim community, we saw a lot. Hey, grand rising to everybody, even in the Muslim community. I can remember we were in class one day. This is when we were in high school, and there was a guy in there. And my mom is lighter skinned. She light skinned. My grandmother was mixed. Both of her parents were mixed. So you can imagine their skin. And I can remember at this time, I didn't know that, you know, we all originated from Africa. I didn't know why some people, hey, baby. I didn't know why some people's skin was darker. And I can remember we were having a conversation and they're making it seem like, you know, there was something wrong with dark skin. And I remember turning to this one Muslim guy and I'm like, you know, you're making it seem like there's something wrong with my skin. You're just as dark as me. And my mom is lighter than you. And you're saying that you're not Black? You don't have any African in you? That it just, you know, I didn't understand it, but it just didn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? And even with the Native Americans, if you go back and do some research, you'll see that dark skin that y'all see in Indians, I'm talking about people that came from India, Native Americans, that's because the people coming out of Africa, we went all over this world. So there's a little bit of sprinkling of us everywhere. And I feel like if God made it for a reason. There's nothing wrong with it. We just need to start thinking outside the box and unify and stop pushing hurt rhetoric. You know, I feel sorry for kids that are of mixed race and have to deal with what they had to deal with. I know my brother had to fight so much. He learned how to fight. He's not a punk, thankfully, but why did he have to have that hard of a life living where we are when he was, because he was of mixed race?
Wow.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you know what I'm saying? You have to adapt to your environment, you know, and some don't adapt to the environment. Some just don't want to fight, and then they get bullied, you know, all their life, and then they have mental health issues, and then they have anger issues and all that type of stuff, man, because of it. That's why my anger come from my mom's, really. If you know what I'm saying, if my mom wasn't how she raised me, I don't think I would have had no anger issues.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I probably, me being human, I'd still be upset and still, you know, but I don't think it would go overboard like it has been all these years because of my mom. You know how I was raised with my mom, how my mom abused me and everything like that, and I had to that was developed within me on top of my sister teaching me how to fight. So I knew how to release that anger after she taught me how to fight. And I won my first fight. It was smooth sailing, man. I felt like I couldn't be tough.
It was. I can remember going to my mom was working the first time. I did not like to fight as a kid. It's just a thing that because I always thought, man, what if I hurt somebody really, really bad? Like that was my thing. So I did not like to fight because I never wanted to be in that compromising position. Where there was this one incident, I was in the playground and my Uncle Daddy was watching me, my Uncle Daddy Rob. And I went to my grandmother's house and I'm crying because they didn't punk me off. But what you gonna do? What do you think he told me?
You better go out there and do what it do.
Or you go come in here and get it done.
Yes,
what do you think I had to do? I had to go out there and fight. And it was over then. Once I did that, it was over. But I didn't like that type of environment. I didn't like having to fight.
I didn't understand it. I didn't understand it. I got this one story that my sister told me one time, and it boggles me every time I hear the story. My sister told me that a mother and 3 of her daughters knocked at her door to try to fight my niece.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay? Now,
yeah, that's one of the things I hated about living in the project.
My sister came outside and said, "Let me tell y'all something. Y'all not gonna jump my baby, but if y'all want to fight, they can fight. But it's gonna be one at a time."
Too.
And then she said, "Let my daughter pick who she want to fight, because she's gonna pick the biggest one." And that's what she did. She picked the biggest one and wore that behind.
And the other one didn't want to fight, did
fight after that.
That's too. Like, why do we have to live in that type of environment? I think it's so unfortunate. We have so many stories like that.
Scares me.
Yeah.
And I told myself, okay, I understand that we all protected yourself, but what do y'all learn from that? Like that's
and why do we have to live like that? That goes into. That's why I urge adults, especially living in environments where there's a struggle, you're pushing that hurt off on the kids, and these become hurt kids that hurt kids, and then they want to pick with the kids in the playground. They want to fight and stuff because their home life is not stable. So you're pushing out these kids. Oh my God, I can remember that too, bro. I can remember having to go and knock on adults' doors because these kids were picking with my kids, and I'm mama bear. I'm like, my kids don't mess with nobody. They don't out here picking with nobody. Y'all just picking with my kids because they sound a different way. So now I gotta be mama bear. Why do I have to force my kids to fight? My kids they don't want to fight.
They don't want to fight.
My kids to fight because y'all don't want to fix yourself.
Be like a grown man. You know, when a certain person had called me after a situation in the falls, talk about meet me at so I'm not going to trouble.
You're right, but if trouble come too,
if you really want smoke, you can find me.
Right.
If you really want it, you can find me, bro. I'm not going on. I'm not doing that.
You know thank God for a change because I used to slap folks just for thinking. You know what I'm saying?
That part.
But it was the same way, like you say, your sister told you had to fight. My brothers, they actually taught me how to fight because I'm like you, Queen. I wouldn't be just out there fighting. I want to be happy and like everybody, want everybody like me. Then they go to hating and this and that because, like I say, my daddy used to work for these white people at this farm. He was a farmer, and they give him they hand me down that they don't wear one time, and it be nice stuff. So we wearing it, but I got tired of wearing that bull crap. I let my sister wear that. I started shoplifting. I wanted my stuff with the tag still on it.
That's right.
I could just picture you as a young lady, Miss Arkansas. I swear I can't. You was a rough. I could just picture you.
But like I say, time bring about a change, and I thank God for the change that He have made in me. I didn't make it. Because if it was up to me, like I said, a lot of stuff that been coming against me, I would have got back out there, y'all. But I'm telling you, I didn't like me when I was out there, and I love me now. I don't want to. I don't want to hurt nobody. I want to see everybody make it to wherever they trying to go and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? And me personally, I want to one day be able to be I ain't gonna say a preacher, but I want to be able to bring the word and help those that's laying out there on the streets, homeless and all that stuff. I want to be able to help bring people up, not tear people down.
Mm-hmm. I liked it. One thing I did like about Lackawanna is that everybody was adapt to every child, or every person, every teenager. People knew who I was. They knew that I wasn't a troublemaker. They knew that I wasn't the type of person to be around some ruckus. So when anybody that made me mad, everybody Lackawanna said, that's not friend. Somebody that made him mad. Somebody was messing with that boy.
And it's an elder in that town gonna calm you down. It just have to be mama and them. Somebody in that town was gonna calm you down.
Yeah. Not even just calm you down, but they already know that there is a reason why I am, because somebody had to mess with me because they knew it. I never that. I never carried myself as a thug, gangster, none of that. I never talked that. I never walked that. But when somebody was messing with me and I was upset,
somebody had to push that button.
They had to put their name, all the adults, all the OGs in Lackawanna be like, listen, y'all better leave Frank alone.
Come on now.
Let
me bring peace while I want to bring peace. You know,
if y'all want smoke, we gonna let y'all do what it do, and we ain't gonna break it up because y'all didn't mess with that man.
Come on.
Y'all didn't mess with that boy. Why y'all, you know what I'm saying?
Why you messing with him? Big Mike said, I ran into more prejudiced black people amongst ourselves. I've heard of prejudiced white people, and I'm from the South. That's true too. Like, man. And I don't say that to downgrade us. I'm just saying that we are a people that have been oppressed for so long, and a lot of times we wear that oppression. We bring that oppression into our lives and not realizing that it's spewing out. Like, we're just so angry. And then our kids become angry. They become that because our kids don't do what we tell them. They do what they see. So we are of people who are just angry and mad and oppressed and not doing anything to get ourselves up out of that thing. We are just going to continue to produce that, which is hate, and it's hate amongst ourselves. Like, we are hating each other. Every time a black male shoots another black male, that is hate. That is hate. And then we can allow hate to come into our grocery store and do all that he did. It just does not make any sense. Yeah, I just want us as a people to start thinking outside the box and know that if we are hurting inside, if we are always angry inside, if all we do, if we get up in the morning and we're just mad at the world, then that's what you're going to portray. And if you have children, what do you think the children are going to see? If they don't see happiness within the home that they live in, how are they going to adapt?
Facts.
That's all I'm saying.
You're right.
Right. That's right.
And you know, and it is about our children. I'm not talking about mine personally. I'm talking about all the children of the world. It's about our children, because they gonna be the ones that really have to deal with this stuff and make things happen. You know what I'm saying? So it's about our children
and what we can do to make it better. And I feel like if we start really doing a deep dive within ourselves, and even if we're like, my kids are grown, but I'm still having to work on myself. You know what I mean? And go back and say, you know what, I'm sorry about this. I'm sorry about that. Just because I'm realizing that as parents, we can't be perfect. There's no perfect parent, but we can try, and anything that we may have done because we didn't know that we needed to fix ourselves. It's never too late to go back and try and resolve the issue, because our kids, because we aren't perfect, and the things that we were going through, our kids may be going through right now. If we go back and just tell our kids, you know what, I'm sorry about that, but I'm fixing ourselves. And if we are fixing ourselves, I guarantee you your child will see the things that you're working on, and they will start to do it even as adults. Even as adults. It's because they don't do what we tell them, they do what they see. They want to do even I'm 48 years old and I'm still going back and fixing on myself so my kids can see, even as they are adults, that mommy is doing the work on herself. And okay, mommy wasn't perfect, mommy didn't do this right, but you can resolve it. Big Mike said, all you hear is light-skinned guy, dark-skinned guy. Why you just can't hear that guy or call him by his name? That's true.
Ain't that right?
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Everybody did that. I think that's a culture language that we was raised to you know what I'm saying? Because my mom, my uncles, everybody said that. You know what I'm saying? They used to always call light-skinned people pretty boys. You know what I mean? Like,
me and 3 of my comedian friends, we call ourselves the 4 Shades of Brown.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My girl Tamiko Kirkland, she real light-skinned. Then it just gone on down, and there's one that's real dark, and there's one a little lighter than me, and then me, you know. But we all are 4 comedians. We all are 4 sisters, and we call ourselves the 4 Shades of Brown. You know, and we don't treat each other different because she real light-skinned. It ain't that we call her night lights. You know, all these different crazy names people call light-skinned people. You know, she a sister, we a sister, and we ain't different. You know what I'm saying? We different, but we're not different.
Yeah.
Did you experience colorism when you were growing up? Or where do you fall with your siblings?
Well, I'm number 6. My mama had 10 of us, 9 of us still alive, thank God. And I'm number 6. It's like 2 brothers under me, 2 sisters under me. But a lot of them look at me as like the big sister. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of them ain't been through nothing. And it's like I've been through everything. And sometime in life, I even say it myself. Say, for instance, if you ain't been through nothing, you can't tell me nothing. You know what I'm saying? You can tell me something, but if it ain't got, say for instance, if I'm stealing and you ain't never stole nothing, how can you tell me to stop for real if you ain't never stole nothing and you to stop? Or use drugs, how can you really tell me about drugs if you ain't never used them? You know what I'm saying? So by me, I've been through everything and God brought me through it. Thank you, Jesus. I just I pretty much try to let the light shine that I have. You know what I'm saying? And they see my faults, they see what I'm doing, and they see how I'm growing. It ain't like I'm just staying right here. I'm going higher. So they see what I'm doing, they peeping in. And I see some of them changing. Like my brother, every day he have to have him a bottle. And I don't just beat on him to stop. I just share with him how, you know, it affected me when I was drinking, and I wasn't drinking like he drinking. So if it was bothering me and I was just having a shot and a beer, just imagine what it's doing to you having that whole big old bottle every day. You know what I'm saying? And I speak out of concern, not judging or nothing like that. I want my brother to be here as long as God want him to be here, you know, with us. Not let that be the cause of you being unliked.
Were you darker or lighter than your siblings, or y'all were just all shades?
My mama had 10 of us, and one but like 2 of them lighter. And my one sister that's lighter, she always thought she was better. You know what I'm saying? Mama said I'm the pretty. You know what I'm saying?
Did you experience that, bro?
Not really. You know, all of us are dark. You know what I mean? My auntie is light. You know, she has a different father, but everybody else has always been dark. So dark runs in my family. Yeah, we all dark. Yeah.
Johnny just likes something, so he up this morning. So I'm gonna make sure I talk to him about getting that stuff in so we can have him Monday on here as our guest. But I'm gonna tell you, you gotta take care of it today or this week before this weekend out. Now he need it in his office before Monday morning.
Yes. Make it do what it do. No doubt. We're gonna have to take a break right now. We're gonna be right back. You know what I'm saying?
Black, y'all.
Good conversation. You know what I'm saying? On this Friday. Friday is very wonderful.
Friday.
Y'all.
second best. Oh, give me all you got and give me the rest. Yes, you're talking to a real goddess. Yes, God blessed. Still fresh off of Essence Fest. You're my latest and greatest. There's never, no, never, no duplicating. Oh, now waiting so patient when you're not around. I simply hate it. Wonderful, a wonderful life. Such a vibe when you're here by my side. Wonderful life. Yes, you know what I'm talking about. Tell you this, tell you that. Did you remember to tell them that? Well, that I always had your back. I'm a rider till the wheels go round and round and spin off into infinity. So this image of me might be what it clearly might need to be. You're my latest, my baby. There's never, no, never, no, never, never, no, no duplicating. Now I waited so patient when you're not around. I simply hate it. I ascertain sometimes I might be scatterbrained, and my heart is certainly not all terrain. That's so lame. So may I obtain some Novocaine. May I never complain when there's champagne. I check the mark like a trademark. A whole rider, theme park, a double park in front of Central Park. The black Joan of Arc, always sturdy, never no question marks. Wonderful, a wonderful life. Such a vibe when you're here by my side. Wonderful life. Yes, you know what I'm talking about. My latest, my greatest. There's never, no, never, no, no, no duplicating. Oh, it is so patient when you're not
No doubt, no doubt. It's your boy, the Joker, the Overlook MC, right here, live and direct here. Let y'all know I'm not on Facebook, y'all. Y'all got to go to Instagram. And, you know what I'm saying? Go to Overlook MC right here. Yeah, make sure y'all follow me right there. You know, so y'all can get a hold of me right there. You know what I'm saying? If anybody want to put that on their Facebook page and share it, do so. Let them know I'm not on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Because they be hating on the brother. You know all that. You know what I'm saying? Auntie Meta, all that. You know what I'm saying?
You're not the only one. They didn't kick Big Mike off.
Oh wow.
They just be hating. They just be hating like a bug.
What are y'all out here doing?
Crazy thing about I'm gonna speak the truth. It is what it is. I
His
get it.
account suspended.
But let me tell you something, but they
He
did.
said,
They didn't
"Fuck
even,
it, I'm going to YouTube."
yeah. But at least, Papa YouTube showing love.
Yeah,
Papa
YouTube showing some love.
Yeah, no doubt. I think this is very important. We've been talking about the Spotify thing and DIY and all that for the last 3 months. We have Miss Chrissy. Miss Chrissy right here is the attorney. She is an entertainment lawyer, and she has a podcast. And they putting together some lawyers to help us, our indie artists, that they owe us some money. So they're in the process of putting some things together to sue Spotify and make sure they pay each and every independent artist every penny. I put up a link couple months ago where you go, the protest thing, to where you can put your name information. So when this do come up, they can have your information so they can send you your check in the mail when this case come up. But she's gonna talk about it, and and I've been had this link in my inbox for a while, for about a couple weeks, and I'm finally going to bring it to the forefront because I wanted to learn more what was going on. Shout out to Curtis King exposing some things, and a couple other people in the industry that also been doing podcasts and breaking everything down. You know what I'm saying? Of what's really going on. So Miss Chrissy is, and it's very easy for y'all to get a hold of Miss Chrissy if y'all looking for an entertainment lawyer, and she'll take certain cases without no money down too. So that's cool. So you know what I'm saying? So anybody that's having any issues with their music business, she'll be definitely if she knows she's going to win, she just want her 30% and give you the rest. So so you know how the lawyers work. Man. So shout out to her and this movement. Let's see what you got to say about the lawsuit over your stolen royalties.
Direct to consumer, right? We need to just get off of these streaming platforms altogether. This is literally affecting your royalties, your income. This is why you need to pay attention. Spotify is getting sued in a really big way. So we have complaints, just issues of people getting paid properly by music platforms like Spotify. And we have had other guests come on the show and just talk about their problems, what they feel are misrepresentations by Spotify, and just, this whole maybe we need to go just direct to consumer, right? We need to just get off of these streaming platforms altogether. But realistically, we're not really going to do that just yet. We're going to incorporate, and we'll talk about that later on in this video. But what we're going to talk about is this big lawsuit against Spotify, and why the Mechanical Licensing Collective is really pissed on your behalf, and why this is literally affecting your.
And the mechanical license is how you get paid for all the mechanical work in the digital and the data. You know what I'm saying? That's so you know what I'm saying? So those who don't know what that means, but she'll break it down a little more too.
Royalties, your income, and this is why you need to pay attention to this. Basically, Mechanical Licensing Collective filed a lawsuit on May 16th. All right, so just a hot minute ago. And the issue is in regards to how Spotify altered how it's paying mechanical royalties. And it's in regards to its premium plans. And so what Spotify chose to do was to now combine into bundles with premium audiobooks. Okay, so what they do is they go with the premium plan. You can get access to all our great music and all, ad-free, this and that. You also get 15 hours of audiobook listening time. What's happening is that now, because in this big pool of the subscribers, we now have, so it's diluting the pool and it's lowering the rate which songwriters and publishers are getting paid. Now, some of the questions that I about this, I'm like, what? How could Spotify do this? Why did Spotify do this? And so I went down the rabbit hole to understand, but we actually have numbers, right? Because remember, this happened, the lawsuit happened just a couple weeks ago. But all of this was in March, okay? So there's been some time that has lapsed for us to now gather some information. In 2022, all the big dogs, or a lot of the big dogs, came together, and they agreed and executed the Phonorecords IV contract agreement. And in this, they came up with basically mechanical, statutory rates and agreed on how all this stuff, how much you should get paid. And so when we look at pure music services and how this calculation is done, if it's just music, so we have all music people in the pool, then
let me break that down. They're putting all the independent artists. Let me, because I really want her to say that part. All the independent artists that's not signed to a record label in a machine. They put all this in one pool. You know what I'm saying? And that pool is all of us in one. But now you got your Drakes, and you got your Taylor Swifts, you got your Weekends, you got your Eminems, you got your Michael Jackson, your Tupac, your DMXs, and all that, who got billions of streams. They're on a higher tier pool. They dips into that pool from your money, and they get that money off of your music that you worked hard for. So now they're stealing from us who has music on the platform that we have. We have our BMI, we have our publishing, which is, we have our pro, we have all our paperwork together, and we're, they're taking and dipping into that pool of our money, of our stream money, which is only a third of a penny anyway. So therefore, we're not getting nothing because they're getting the money because they have millions and millions of listeners, and they're getting millions and millions of streams per week. So they get to dip into that pool and they splits it. And then anything that's left over, then they give it to us. After the threshold. So you got to reach a threshold before you get paid. You got to reach a threshold before you get paid on your distribution. You got to get a threshold to get paid on Spotify before you even see a penny. So that's what she's talking about.
You're going to get paid based on the subscribers, based on the royalties and all that. But now what's happened is that they went back and they go, ooh, we saw in the contract, right? That Phono Records 4 contract, everyone agreed to. There's this little clause in there, okay? There's a little provision. And the provision says that if Spotify bundles services together, it is allowed to pay a lower mechanical royalty. So Spotify's not even doing this on the shady download kind of thing. It's actually in this contract that everyone signed. So nonetheless, the Mechanical Licensing Collective, which is charged, right, by the Copyright Office to collect the mechanical royalties and to pay you if you are not registered with the Mechanical Licensing Collective, please do that. There's literally like money waiting for you. Okay, people are not even aware of this organization. But in any case, they're like, we're in charge of like collecting all the money. And they actually have some numbers of how much money you have lost since this went into play, okay? But they're pissed. And they're like, this is so not right. We don't agree with it. And then like, what are we talking about here? So Spotify just goes, well, we're adding 15 or up to 15 hours of audiobook listening experience for the premium subscription users. And they're like, even pursuant to the bundle philosophy under the contract, we're like, this is BS. And that's what they're saying. They're like, no, you're not substantially like changing this. This is like a little add-on. We'll talk about that a little bit more. But for those of you who are like, you heard the word phono record and you're like, what the hell? Under the copyright law and still in like major record label deals that I review, they still use this word because a phono record, it's defined under the Copyright Act of 1976, which went into effect in 78 as embodies sound. It's really that simple. So they go with like this super traditional way of saying a phono record, which is therefore why this contract that we're looking at for like how the hell does this all happen and how does it all work has that word in it. Okay, become your own record label, which is literally if you're like, hey, I want to start a record label. Cool, I got you. Understand the entire music business. I want to set up my LLC. I want to do the marketing. It's a lot. So for example, sync licensing, for example, music marketing, it's significantly cheaper than anything you would ever get from a law firm as far as all the stuff that comes with it. And you want to make 6 figures from your music career and you want to do this for real. Like I'm going to give you what you need. So with all that out of the way, let's talk about basically what MLC is saying. They're like Spotify's premium plan did not change significantly enough to actually justify them like triggering this provision in this agreement that we all signed. And they go, this is like a token value of just being like, hey, you can also listen to our, our audio books and all this stuff. And they go, this should not be allowed because it is going to impact publishers and songwriters so much. And in fact, it already has. Now, Spotify hasn't answered as of now. But what we're anticipating is that they're going to be like, no, this is like a legitimate change. We are allowed to change and pursue a contract. We're allowed to do this. If they can show there's like real value, right, with the audiobooks and this and that, that's going to be their assertion. And let me know your guys' thoughts too. Like by adding in the audiobook feature, does that really transform the service altogether? And so therefore it really is like a bundled kind of thing, right? So then contractually they're totally fine to exercise this. Are you on Spotify's side, right? So just be like, well, historically, right? So this is what they're probably going to argue. Well, historically, the precedent is that the whole royalty model changes over time. That's why we had to come together in 2022 to work this out, to come to this agreement. This stuff changes. Right? We actually put this in the contract. In the short term, I know some people are speculating. They're like, I think that through the lawsuit, the MLC will possibly be able to get Spotify to revert back to the old model of paying for the music, right?
Yeah, I missed that old model, boy, because I was getting my money was doing all right, in the beginning. When I first released it, the six singles that I did in the first year. You know what I'm saying? Them little extra little $60 or $70 checks a month was looking pretty good. You know what I'm saying? I was, that's better than what's going on now. Nothing. But I was building, you know what I mean? I know some artists that was getting over 100, and that was pretty good at the time. Getting $100 a month, or just off of streams. Now, since all this happened, you don't get nothing. You know what I mean? But that's why I was pushing the marketing campaign to market yourself, because it's possible that you can make $1,000 a month if you keep building and being consistent. And that's gonna happen overnight. But if they would have kept that old system, I think right now, if they would have kept the same system, now doing this threshold and this bundle thing they got going on, I think I would have been at least at $200 something a month off streaming. Because I was doing real good. I knew my audience. Now they don't even let you see the analytics to get you find your audience now. They took that out. You know what I'm saying? All you seeing is the streams and where, what countries and cities. They don't even show you the people of who are listening to your music. You go in and to, figure it out. But now they took that out. Which is not fair. You know what I'm saying? But I believe I would be at 200 something right now, easy. Since they put the threshold, they're using bots for their playlists on Spotify. That's crazy. And then you got, like they said yesterday, they going back and forth. Spotify, Driscoll Kid going back and forth. This them, that's them. No, that's you. That's you. No, that's you. Now that's you. Whatever. Give me my money. Give me my damn money. Well, I don't care who it is. Give me my money. I don't care who it is. Y'all better figure that out. You know what I'm saying?
But long term, as far as just like reclassifying this definition of bundle, and now it's just like, no, like you're a subscriber on our platform. In order to get all the audio listening experience, which includes music, includes audiobooks, like you're put in this pool. So if you want to be on our platform and you want to get paid from the premium subscribers, that's what it is, right? That long term will probably be their argument. And then, well, what's the MLC going to say to that, right? Now let's talk about numbers. Let me go back to this. So Sony Music Publishing is reporting that there's been a 20% reduction in mechanical royalties because of this.
Let me break down Sony Music Publishing is a monopoly right now. I'm gonna tell y'all why it's a monopoly, and y'all can look this up. It's a monopoly because guess who used to own that publishing before he died?
Who?
Michael Jackson. So since Michael Jackson ain't here, guess what? It went back to Sony.
Wow.
Michael Jackson used to own 75% of the publishing of the music industry before he died. Michael owned, before he died, Beyonce's publishing. He used to own Justin Timberlake's. He used to own, I keep going on and on, The Weeknd. You know what I'm saying? Man, I keep going. Country singers to rock singers to songwriters. Michael owned all that. He bought all that and owned all that. He even owned Eminem's publishing. After Eminem dissed him, he said, I'm not going to reply to your dissing me on your song. I'm going to buy your catalog. And that's what he did. So every time Eminem performed, Michael got paid.
There's so much to break down. We really should do a show talking about that, bro. Maybe on the pop-up show talking about that, because ownership, it seems like we can own, but we can't own, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And that's one of the reasons why they had to let Michael go. because Michael owned half of the industry, just like Sony and Universal was trying to come together to buy that stuff from him, but Michael wouldn't sell it because he was still buying publishing when he was alive. He was still buying other publishers. He had the connect, he had the money, and he did it. And he continued. They had to. Hey, we gotta get rid of this guy. You know what I mean? He even got to the point that Michael was going to help Prince in his new catalog and help him learn how to own his stuff and build up. He was going to help Prince. And when Prince was because him and Prince, couldn't get along. But near the end of Michael's decease, they was talking with their lawyers and they was coming together and building. And he was going to help Prince know how to upgrade his catalog to where he could own not just his catalog, but he owned his publishing. You know what I'm saying? And his digital mechanical, because he took his stuff down off of Spotify. So he was going to have his own digital straight to consumer movement then. That means Prince was going to go DIY then, and Michael was going to help him.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So when they said Sony is a monopoly in the publishing right now. Because on my distribution on Sounddrop is the owner of CD Baby. CD Baby owns Sounddrop, So that's this company I'm down with because of the fact I was with BeatStars Publishing, BeatStars Distribution. They got bought out by Sony. Sony merged with CD Baby. CD Baby came up with a new LLC and called it Sounddrop. So everybody that was on BeatStars Distribution all went to Sounddrop. That's me, and I'm under that. And they found out that Sony is my publishing for my catalog. Okay, so now I'm connected. I'm merged with Sony with all the music that's on Spotify right now. It's connected. Never Die, Loud Pack, the Wu Injection album is all under Sony publishing. You know what I'm saying? And I get a publishing check, through that. I still get those little checks. You know what I'm saying? They little. I can say little. They little.
What's that? You can say little on that one.
They little. You know what I mean? Because of because I did not sign up for Song Trust yet. Because Song Trust is the help of the publishing company to reach other places where Sony can't reach. But they'll come together and I get that money, which I heard that my songs get played in a couple of sitcoms in the other countries that they can't reach. So I'm in the process of getting my Song Trust and paying that fee so I can get that money. You know what I'm saying? Because I got some resources where I found out that they said that my music getting played for a couple people that's in the industry that can look in their database. Music. So that's cool to have people in the industry that I'm cool with, that's my mentors, that go into that rabbit hole for me. You know what I'm saying? That's something that I can't see. But to let y'all know, she said Sony is the monopoly of publishing because of Michael Jackson. So when Michael passed away, they got it back. They didn't go to his mama. They didn't go to his family. None of that. They took it. You know what I'm saying? But his mama and Jermaine Jackson and all of them could take them to court and get that stuff back because by law that was owned in the state of Michael Jackson's name. So they can still take that thing to court, which they probably is. They probably still going to court back and forth, still trying to fight that. I'm pretty sure he is. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
I'm pretty sure he is. You know what I mean? But yeah,
That's
so
great.
just let you know.
Big shout out to Dark Sting and DJ Larry Loud for tapping in on the YouTube side. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button.
Yes.
Good morning, everybody. Again,
DJ Larry Loud, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? That's my client. I'm his manager. Shout out to him doing this thing. You know what I'm saying? That big move he's doing. No doubt. Let's finish with see what Miss Chrissy's saying, who is an attorney. She is an entertainment lawyer. If y'all want to hit her up, y'all can Google her. Y'all can go to her page. Y'all can go to her website. And if y'all need an entertainment lawyer, she's real good. And she'll give y'all a good deal. If not, sometimes she don't even depend what cases you have. She will do
refer somebody to something. Right.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Mechanical Licensing Collective is saying it's way more aggressive than that, and they are reporting that 50% has been lost in royalties from the premium subscriptions. So for those of you who are already a little bit heated about just, feeling like there isn't enough being paid for music in general, for streaming, for being on these platforms, I get it. Tell me what you think about the additional information of what's happening now. So then going back to the whole, direct to consumer bit, right? We have people who just say, with all this stuff, it's like rather than just heated and angry about the state of the music business, about all of these gatekeepers that you have to go through to take a portion of your revenue just for like distributing your music. We would just upload our music ourselves, right? If we could. We can't. We literally have to go through these distributors. And then you go down the rabbit hole of like just how upset we are with what these distributors are doing, how they're kicking you off the platform and forfeiting your royalties. With, direct to consumer and this idea of like, well, if you're, you meet with me, and we're talking about your upcoming album. I do this all the time. And I'll go, okay, let's talk about kind of like the branding, the marketing plan. We get your contracts into place. We do the law stuff because that's what I do. But, I've been doing music since I was like 4. I released my own music. And so it's really important to think about how are we going to make sure that this thing hits well, that people know about it. We get you lots of numbers and all this stuff. We also want you to make money. And so we're not just going to worry so much about the streaming revenue and royalties, but we go, if there's like 50 people who care about your music, right? Family, friends, and we just even start with a small number. If we can just get them to go and buy your single, download your album and just like pay a fee, or we've had people even come on the show and talk about how like they put their music out for free on like their website and they let their fans decide what they wanted to donate. They're like, you don't have to give me anything, but if you do want to, here's the thing, whatever you want.
Right.
And we had people just be like,
and that's Bandcamp. That's what pretty much Bandcamp is. You can put music on Bandcamp and give away for free, but you also have a donation key also. But also, shout out to Curtis King and a couple other artists that he's followed direct consumer, and that's what me and Bars is doing also with Bars label and all that, going straight to consumer. I think that's a slow process, but it's all being consistent. It's all about that separates the listeners to the fans, the super fans. So super fans are going to go to the site and download, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? Like Curtis King said yesterday on the show that we shared the screen to. You know what I'm saying? He said this is a slow process and he was going to try it out for 6 months. But I finished watching the rest of that video last night, and he said that he's continuing to do this because he see that it works, of the hard work of knowing how to market himself, use the tools. But he also said he took my advice that I told him in the inbox, and shout out to Curtis King. He said, I'm going to do what my fellow brother said. He said that he didn't say my name, but he did say, somebody put me in the inbox and said I should put my music on Meta and TikTok so people can enjoy their challenges and the music and use it for content for the people, for the fans that actually went to go get the album. And he said he's taking that idea and he's running with that, and that's dope. And I think that's the way that me and Bars is doing. We're going to put it on the platforms of the social media, but not on Spotify, not on Tidal, Amazon Music, not even YouTube. We're not even going that route. You know what I'm saying? So, but you can, on June 3rd, take our new single, and you can definitely go ahead and look for it on TikTok and on Meta, which is Facebook and IG, and you can go ahead and do what you do with it. Listen to clippings. You can if you love the song, you can go ahead and give us a shout out, tag us, and enjoy it. You know what I mean? We want people to enjoy it on the platforms and make them types of platforms and all that. But if you want to listen to it all the time, and you want it,
go buy it.
You got to go to the website and download it, so it can be on your device. It can be in your car, and you can play it, and they can hit the satellites, and we still get paid for it. Also, again, you know what I'm saying? You can put it on your iPhone, put it on your playlist on your iPhone or your regular phone or your tablet, desktop, laptop, and we still get paid off the spins off that because everything is going straight to digital to the satellite, and then in our UPC code, which is our barcode, it will show up, and we'll still get paid a royalty check for that. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's dope that we can do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Shout out to Curtis King is doing that also, and I believe that's dope. You know what I'm saying?
I literally have never made so much money because people just like recognize my effort. They appreciate my music and they wanted to pay me for that. And so this idea of like,
that's what they want to do. I'm going to end that right there and end it right there. And I think this dope how she is definitely coming to the forefront and to let people know there's ways, and then she's helping. She's one of the lawyers helping fight, for the royalties that they owe us in Spotify. And this case gonna go on for a while. I think this case gonna go on for a couple of years. I don't think it's gonna be a easy task. But they will get more entertainment lawyers involved. They're gonna get a whole team involved, and I think that's gonna help out and change the way Spotify is. Hopefully, Spotify can go back to the original. If you go back to the original, we'll have to go back to Spotify. I think I would if they go back to the original, I'll take certain songs there, but all my stuff that I've been making money on my website, I would not put them on there. I might create new music and put it on there just for those people that want to listen, and they can bring back that character to where I can find my audience. I would put certain songs on there, but I would go strong on my website still. So
Wow.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the people that's tuned in right here. Dark Sting. Appreciate y'all. No doubt. No doubt. Yeah, no doubt.
Melvin says Sony paid $750 million from MJ's portion of publishing. Ooh wee.
Wow. And they forced that because it's worth more than that. You know what I'm saying? If you go out on the catalog and you Google Michael Jackson owned publishing of all them artists, it's worth more than that. It's worth close to over $2 billion. Easy. You know what I'm saying? They went the cheap way out because he gone. You know what I mean? Come on. He had Aerosmith. He had people Beatles. Like, come on, make it make sense. Yeah, make it make sense.
Yes, good morning.
Beyonce, you know what I mean? He had gospel singers in there. You know what I'm saying? Like BB and CC Winans. Like he even had that stuff. Like, come on, man. Like it gotta make sense. Like the brother.
Congratulations, DJ Larry Loud. I'm trying to get there. I got to get more consistent with TikTok because you have to go through a process before you can go live on TikTok. That's what's up.
Listen, man. His marketing skills is off the chain. You know what I'm saying? He definitely follows.
As long as you got 1,000 and some followers.
Yeah.
And we had a whole conversation. We go continue the conversation over on the Vet Green Show at 10 a.m. Everybody. Yeah, Trump, the 34 felony indictments. He gets sentenced on July 8th. The election is November 5th. What are your thoughts on that? We're going to continue having that conversation over at 10 a.m. because there's a lot to talk about. Many of us know people who have felonies that can't even get a regular job, but we have someone who has been indicted and is on the ticket to be
over the world.
Right. The leader of this nation.
Yeah.
Somebody that might push the button. You heard me, push the button.
Yeah.
And listen.
Yeah.
But before I go this morning, I want to say everybody enjoy this weekend. Whatever you do, be safe. And just know that God can fight his own fight. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta fight it. You don't have to fight it. He don't have to fight it. He can fight his own fights. And I gotta go to physical therapy. I think I just like going over there because my leg is feeling better. Thank God. I like a lot of stuff they got me doing over there. I've been doing it at home also, so I think that's making a difference. So when I don't go there anymore, I can still do what I'm doing at home. And even though it's the right leg, I'm working on the left one too, so it won't trip out once this one is better. You know what I'm saying?
Strength.
So I say that to say, take care of yourselves too, people. Hey, we can help, but ain't nothing like taking care of yourself.
Yes.
That part. I'll piggyback off of that too. Self-care is real. It's okay to not be okay, everybody. Just don't stay stuck in that. And I want to urge any adult that's listening to this, and if you are raising kids right now, look within yourself, because just know if you are full of anger because of the things that happen to you, if you are full of trauma, if you are full of pain, that will be spewing out into your kids. And when your kids go outside on the playground, that is what they're going to be projecting onto the other kids. You do not want your kid to be the bully on the playground. You don't want your kid to be the issue in the playground, can't play with other kids. A lot of times it's coming because of the things that they are going through in the home.
Right.
Yes, no doubt. Well, we see y'all on the Vet Green Show at 10 a.m. Y'all move over to that side. We're going to go ahead and make it do what it do. You know what I'm saying?
And Monday, who I guess on Monday? He text you.
You know what I'm saying? I hope it's Johnny. And I hope he send me his music because we want to hear that music while we
He say he just text me. He say he text you for your email.
Okay, definitely.
Got it. He say he text you, so I got on to him while
we gotta get him on because I like his music. Good singer, old school R&B, giving you that, you know what I'm saying, that vibe that we love on the show. You know
right. And don't forget, Taste the Lackawanna is tomorrow. Rain or shine is going down. Let me look at what the weather is supposed to be like tomorrow.
Girl, it's raining like crazy here, and it's gonna do it for the next 4 days.
Ooh,
hey, I'm finna do like Noah. I'm paying rent. I'm finna build me an ark.
Yeah, rent. Listen, it is the beginning of the month, y'all. Yeah. The autumn bills are due. It's supposed to be 76 here in the 716 tomorrow.
It's gonna be like Noah. You be Noah, where you at, Miss Arkansas? Guess what? Look, thank God that you ain't drinking no more, because you know Noah was alcoholic.
I love us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You be up there with a wine, sipping on it while it's raining, toe up and the flow up. No doubt. Let's see y'all. We're gonna end it with this song right here. Don't forget, on June 3rd, you can hear this song on Meta and all that. Me and Ball to Bake a new
Meet
single.
us over there on the Big Green Morning Show.
Yeah,
that's right.
No doubt.
Put the link in there for everybody.
They really feel me, I ain't keeping in touch. When they down low, hating, don't be peeping in much.
That's why I'm on the low when I'm getting this dough. Just like Uncle Luke when they peeping the show.
Even the roads and concrete be forced to grow. That ground you be under if you forced to low.
Yeah, 4, 5, 6 be slick just like CeeLo. Chest so big to grind like Rambo.
First blood is spilled, tension is built. Every sentence, every bar, every mention is killed.
I'm caught the body, sipping on Bacardi. You lying in your rhymes, I'm lying like Ed Hard.
Bugatti skirt, 0 to 60. If I stop to think or blink, you might miss me.
Mach 10 to win, smile just grin. Blessing my mess, somehow I still sin. Crooks off the book, you shook like vibrators. You driving a ride, we hot like radiators.
Yeah. Kill gators, kill haters, snipe shit. Dutch clear, nothing left but night.
Gang shots, 5 hits, real quick. Changed up the ski mask and outfit.
Night dog, we lit, Edison. Sip the yak while Joker smoke the medicine.
That's why they call me the high joke. You like the match without no smoke.
Mike Jordan, game 6, I won't choke. They complain about you, but won't vote.
This the realest shit that I wrote. You cats not hard, you soft like egg yolk. Pause.
Cause, give me a round of